Take me with you! Have a nice ride! Thank you. Woohoo! Oh, yeah! Yeah! Woohoo! Hello? Here we go! Go for it! Float while in midair! Go for it! Ready to ride? Thank you for riding with us.
Show me what you can do! Show me what you can do! Oh, take a breath. Wait, we're in the water. Just
Crouch, then jump! Jump against the wall, then jump again. Yahoo! is you just gotta jump, jump, jump! Always believed in you. Keep going. Midair spin! Focus. Take a breath. Oh no! Impressive! Jump, then unleash the vine. Oh no! Jump, then unleash the vine. Deep breaths. Don't give up. See ya.
오키도키. 야호!
Woo!
아, 예! 오, 예! 예스!
뭐라?